Hi, my name is Brent Parks. I'm an account manager for WinField United here in eastern Nebraska, and this agronomy update is brought to you by the Nebraska Soybean Board. So we're here in Syracuse, Nebraska today at one of our answer plots. Crop conditions are looking pretty good as we think about the crop development. We're entering a pretty crucial time frame here in mid-July in Nebraska. We had a good stretch of heat here over the last week or so. Overall, I think we fared pretty well with the heat, and we're going to look at some cooler temperatures here, so that's going to benefit us as we get into some cooler nights. Really look at some of those nighttime temperatures and the ability of our plants to respire at night. So one of the tools that we like to use in season is tissue sampling. We'd like to go pull the most fully developed, newest trifoliate that's on our soybean plants. And we use that to make some in-season decisions around what we're going to apply as far as foliar nutrition this time of year. When we look at the R1, R2 growth timing in soybeans, we have some really key nutrients that we can identify that can play a key role as we move forward in some of our applications. When I start thinking about some of those, the nice thing is that if we don't have time or the ability to tissue sample, we've built up a really nice database around some of the key trend lines we found as far as nutrients and what we can impact this time of year. First one that comes to mind is potassium. Obviously, it plays a key role in stress tolerance and disease tolerance within our soybean crop, but also plays a huge role in the metabolism of the nitrogen that those soybeans are producing. So that's a key one that we can influence this time of year. Another one that I look at is sulfur, and then if I look at some micronutrients, I really start to think about boron and manganese this time of year. Boron is going to be key in pollen development and the pollen tube development and the germination of our pollen. And then if you look at that manganese, it plays a key role in the photosynthesis. So you think about the sunlight that we're gathering, we're building sugars and transferring those over to our pods and our seeds. It's key that we have all those in the right balance when we think about plant health to move forward and produce the most that we can out of our soybean crop. So as we think about going out and taking a tissue sample, the thing that I probably would advise farmers to look at the most is to not just go focus on the spots where you can visually see the deficiencies. What we're trying to identify with our tissue samples is that hidden hunger, the stuff that those plants aren't showing us visually. Go out and take a representative sample of your field, what I would call a good average, so that we're not just focusing on the bad spots and not focusing on the good spots, but really trying to get a good representation of the field. So as we think about mid-July here in Nebraska, a lot of our fields are entering that R1 to R2 growth phase on soybeans, maybe even some of the early planted stuff getting into R3 possibly. What's really crucial there is that we're starting to get into reproduction where we're developing flowers, we're developing pods, we're setting the stage for the amount of nodes, the amount of pods that we're going to have on that soybean plant. That obviously leads to what we have the potential to harvest. So it's important that whether it's disease, it's insects, or it's your nutrition plan, that you're identifying what's necessary out there to finish this crop off with the moisture we have and hopefully the moisture we're going to get here later in the year. Thanks for tuning in to this agronomy update brought to you by the Nebraska Soybean Board.